Alright, it's our last day in Alaska and we are at the Palmer Airport. We are going to fly on a DC-3, which is this old World War II plane. Super cool. And I am super excited to share this experience with you guys. But before we jump into the flight, I just wanted to share with you why this is such a cool experience for me and just go over a little bit of the history I have with this aircraft. And it all starts here with this man, Bart Tiernan. I grew up in the small town of Palmer, Alaska, and one of my first jobs was working for Bart and his company, Bush Air Cargo. His company had two DC-3s located in Palmer, and we would fly various types of cargo out into the Alaskan bush.
Praise the Lord!
The DC-3 has a wingspan of 95 feet, is 64 feet long, and has a range of 1,500 miles. We were able to take supplies, building materials, fuel, and equipment out into some pretty remote locations across south central Alaska. Loading these supplies wasn't always easy due to the floor being slanted and off the ground about 15 feet, but there was a winch that would pull the pallets up the ramps for us, so that made it easier. Working at Bush Air Cargo allowed me to see a completely different side of Alaska, and I was able to go to some remote locations I never even knew existed. We would land these planes pretty much anywhere, from makeshift runways, riverbeds, and sandbars, as long as we had at least 1,300 to 2,000 feet of runway space. And more than a few times, we would use every inch of that runway. The most unique experience was working in the wintertime. Bart had some custom-made skis fabricated and fitted for his DC-3, which allowed us to land on lakes once they were frozen and the ice was thick enough to bring supplies to people without runways.
Yeah, baby.
It was definitely one of the coolest jobs I have had so far. Seeing Alaska's landscape and working on a plane that is now over 80 years old is something not everyone will get to experience, and I am super lucky for that opportunity. For this next part I want to share with you, I will just fast forward to the year 2018 for Courtney and my first trip to Iceland. We plan on going back there this November, so make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell notification so that YouTube will notify you as our videos come out. These are just a few of the places we went to during our time there. We've gone twice before and it really doesn't ever feel long enough. But anyways, Iceland is beautiful, and if you haven't already gone, I highly recommend you check it out. During our time here, we found this old DC-3 plane wreck from 1973 on the south coast of Iceland near Vik. This one used to be operated by the United States Navy, but on November 21st, 1973, on a return trip back to Keflavik, the plane crashed. All of the crew members survived and were rescued by helicopter within an hour of the crash. 2 days after the crash, the military began stripping down the aircraft. 800 liters of gas were siphoned out and given to the Icelandic search and rescue team for their efforts. The wings were sawed off and the control deck was dismantled. Both engines were taken out and everything else that was worth salvaging was taken. The United States military left the 10,000-pound fuselage behind. Over the years, the brutal Icelandic weather has beaten away at the wreck, which now looks like a skeleton left behind in the black sands, like a post-apocalyptic world. But it has become one of Iceland's top travel destinations, and you can get some amazing photos of the site. And now, let's jump back over to Palmer, Alaska, and today, where Courtney and I will be flying with Golden Era Aviation. This year, they wanted to get their feet in the door and keep overhead costs low while they build their routes and get any tweaks and bugs that may occur while flying these beautiful historical aircraft. This will be Courtney's first time flying in a DC-3, and I am so excited to share that experience with her here in Alaska. This DC-3 was mostly used as a passenger freighter and is in pristine condition. TJ and Nico are the owners, and this summer Golden Era Aviation did a soft opening, and thankfully Courtney and I were able to jump in on one of their introductory tours for 2021. And then there was the time this year that these guys came and chartered the aircraft for a skydiving wedding. They took off out of Palmer, flew up over the Knik Glacier, and then once they were done enjoying the views, jumped out to have their ceremony in front of the glacier in Alaska. Jeremy and Jessica, you two are crazy, and congratulations on the epic Alaskan wedding. I will put the link to their videos in the description below if you guys want to check them out.
What was your favorite part? You're in an interview, sir. This is highly...
Oh, this is really cool. I definitely recommend it. You should check it out. Like flying in an old aircraft like this and then over the Knik Glacier was amazing. Definitely check it out. So we got to check out their other airplane. They have two that they're going to be operating next year. They're just getting the company up off the ground, have so many ideas. They're going to fly you around the glacier for $250. And then once they get the business up and running, they're going to expand it down to Denali, the Kenai, through the Prince William Sound fjords. But this is so cool. They're going to serve you champagne while you're watching out the window. Very 1960s type vibes. The stewardess will be dressed up in some old vintage airline attire. It's going to be super cool once this gets going up, and we're super lucky to get one of the first flights out of here.